dismiss the comparison of wilderness survival and modern business, but I would encourage you to think again. Contrary to the adage, business is very, very personal. Many professionals find their identity and personal value in their jobs and employers, and when things go wrong, it hurts more than the pocketbook. Business is just as deadly as the wilderness. Researchers from Harvard and Stanford recently published a study showing that following a layoff, mortality rates rise anywhere from 44% to 100%, and reports of poor health go up 88%. Job stress is a common risk factor associated with type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and more, and is thought of as the underlying cause behind up to 70% of visits to the family doctor. You might be safer in the wilderness. All of the stress, struggles, successes, and failures of our professional lives affect more than our day jobs. The Great Recession is linked to more than 10,000 suicides between 2007 and 2009. Marriages crumble, families suffer, and friendships are neglected when work goes wrong. Like it or not, the health and security of your professional life has a dramatic impact on your well-being and relationships, and business has never been more uncertain. Brands today must worry about endless dangers, from the smallest social media post ballooning into an online protest, and the effects of terror attacks at home and abroad, to cybersecurity and the next advance in artificial intelligence. Disruption is the norm, and navigating it skillfully is the new strategic imperative. The latest in survival psychology and my firm's research into the business factors that affect growth show that the very same dynamics that can kill in the wilderness are at work in all companies today. The human brain responds to the ambiguities of business in a manner that is strikingly similar to the way it approaches the uncertainties of the wilderness. The 21st century is marked by the ubiquity and speed of information, reshaping the business concepts and principles we take for granted. It is no longer enough to be good at what you do. Size and longevity may be your biggest vulnerabilities. Information is cheap, talent is mobile, and today's advantage is tomorrow's weakness. As uncertainty continues to rise, companies today are grasping to understand how to deal with ambiguity and change. This book will help, but I warn you, as you begin the journey toward building a resilient brand, you may just discover what we did in our own wilderness wandering. Navigating uncertainty may be far less about the threats you face out there and far more about the threat inside. Welcome to the wilderness. Many don't make it out alive, but some do. I'm here to tell you how. Chapter 1. Lost. Ruvula finally breaks out of the clouds at 9:28, only 200 feet above the ocean. He goes into a hover and immediately calls for the ditching checklist, which prepares the crew to abandon the aircraft. They have practiced this dozens of times in training, but things are happening so fast that routines start to fall apart. Sebastian Junger, The Perfect Storm. Engulfed in the fury of a freak storm that struck without warning, the helicopter rescue crew attempting to save 6 men adrift off the New England coast found themselves in need of saving. While desperately searching for the seamen, the helicopter crew was forced to try to refuel in flight above a tanker in the midst of the storm. After multiple failed attempts, the pilot had a choice: continue the futile effort to connect with the tanker or race down to sea level before running out of fuel. Sebastian Junger, author of The Perfect Storm, documented the spotter's experience in that moment, writing, "Throughout my career, I've always managed, just barely, to keep things in control. But now, suddenly, the risk is becoming totally uncontrollable. We can't get fuel. We're going to end up in the roaring ocean." Faced with an impossible decision, the pilot pointed the nose of the helicopter toward the ocean and sped to sea level. He ordered the 5